Hey everybody, Shelby here from chessset.com and Chess Grill. I want to show you the differences between the clocks. Now, if you were to look at this clock, this is a base clock. This does one-time control with delay, increment, or standard timing. That's it. If you're going to a dual control tournament to where you have like a 40 and 2, sudden death in 1 with 30-second delay, don't use this clock. Don't take one of these to a Continental Chess Association tournament, because when you enter the final rounds, you're not going to be able to use this. For 95% of the people out there, this is awesome. It's inexpensive, it handles the abuse, it looks good, it does pretty much everything you're going to need. Now, you want to take a step up, you go to our Tournament Pro clock. It's got a lot more presets. It does increment, it does delay, it does 1 control, 2 control, 3 controls. It's a little bit harder to program, but it's a nice clock. You get what you pay for. Clocks are like cars. Do you really need a super high end? No, but if you have a super high end, you're never going to trade it back in and go to the cheap ones. This is a nice mid-range clock. Now, I'm going to push this back. This is the ZMF-II. This has been around for like not 30 years, probably about 15, 20 years in this configuration. It's a nice clock. Roberto did a great job with the programming on this, but having the switch on top, if it gets hit, this switch is actually only glued to the inside, so you can literally push this down if it's hit too many times and it sinks in. And having this, delay, to where you can pause and reset, having that stuff on the top of the clock is no bueno. It's not good. Positive aspects, these are great. They handle a lot of abuse. The sensors are amazing. All right, these lights almost never go. Don't use this clock anywhere where there's outside light, because if you try to use this clock outside, these are actually windows with tint on them. That's how you get the red, the blue, the green, whatever. This clock you cannot use outside. It just doesn't work. The screen will just be black. Turn that off. Now, let's go to the Tap-N-Touch clock. This Tap-N-Touch clock is an awesome clock. I wonder where Roberto got the idea. All right, to where you can run your phone right over here when you're using the app to program the clock. There are a couple drawbacks. Now, if you look down here, inexpensive switch. If you had spent 15, 20, 25 cents more here and have this be beefier, it would be 10 times better. Also, he went inexpensive on this part too. His battery door problem he fixed. When you turn the clock on, it has thin digits. Should have beefed up the digits. Otherwise, this clock, when it comes down to base programming, has the exact same programming that this does. I wish he would have upgraded the program to justify the extra cost. All in all, it's a great clock, but don't get caught with a phone in the playing hall. You have to use the phone to program this for most people. If you get caught with a phone in the playing hall that's not off, I'm not sure if it's really worth it. Now, you get to my Silverback clock. Am I biased? Oh, hell yeah. This is the best clock on the market. There are many reasons why. You turn this on, we actually have a display, a alphanumeric line. So this way, if you want to get in your favorites, there, time controls, there, preferences, so you can change it from USCF to FIDE, or you can do custom. This is where you can turn sound on or off, freeze on or off. One of the cool things we have is last game. So if the clock turns off accidentally, it actually remembers whose turn it is, the exact time for both sides, and you can actually start the game from that point. It saves 10 favorites, and then you can lock your favorites, so then you can not have to worry about writing over them. In time controls, it actually has 38 different presets built in. In the presets, we have, when you go to the global list, we have bullet games, which are under 5 minutes, short games, which are under 30 minutes, long games, and then we also have multi-phase. It's dual time control. Multi-phase is just a different way of saying it. Then what we did to make everybody's life easier is USCF settings. We put all the major USCF time controls in there for their nationals. We did the same thing for the National Open, International Chess Festival. And then for Continental Chess, we took all their controls and put it in there too. This is the easiest clock to program without a phone out there. It's got a metal case. If you need to get to the batteries, you just unscrew here. You don't need to take the entire top off. It's got a lot of functions that nobody else has that everybody's going to eventually copy. If you want the best clock on the market, yeah, they're not cheap. You know, it's like, do you really need a Lexus or a top-end BMW or Mercedes or McLaren? No, you don't. But you get one of these things, this is the top of the line. After you play with one of these and get used to programming this, you're never going to go back. Spend your money wisely, everybody. And if you need any of these chess clocks, we have them all on chessset.com.